Hello and welcome to today's episode of The Startup Show. I'm very excited for this episode because we're talking about something that is very dear to my heart. Team building and hiring, right? And I have a guru in this field with over 10 years experience to talk to us about it. She's a chef, a caterer, and an author of multiple recipe books. Welcome, Hajiya Hapsy.
Thank you so much for having me.
So let's go straight into it. What is the one tip you have for a startup founder when it comes to hiring right and team building?
For a startup company, the basic thing you need is somebody that will be efficient for you. They should be able to multitask. They should be able to be teachable. They should be able to be part of a team that will grow. And that person should be able to have leadership skills, because if you are a startup, the first person you can hire, startups normally don't have a lot of capital, so they would need somebody that eventually when they grow into the company, they will be able to build the company together with them. So if you are looking for somebody that is just a follower as a startup company, you might not go far with that person. You have to have somebody that can take initiative. That is having leadership qualities. So that in the event that you do have enough money as a startup to have a second person, that person will be, because of experience working with you, will be that other person's leader. So I think a lot of startups make that mistake, thinking that if they get somebody that is not a leader, they will be able to pay less. Doesn't make any sense. Yes, you should look for those qualities in that person, because that person can help you build your business.
Interesting. I know, we've had this conversation about CVs and people putting too much emphasis on CVs. What's your take on that?
It's a very interesting thing. Do you know I don't look at CVs when I'm hiring? Because I'm not saying that they are lying on the CV. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the CV is only just to see their name, how old they are, and check out their references. It's about giving them tasks. So depending on what kind of business you want to run or what kind of startup you have, the tasks that you're going to give them will determine whether you should hire them or not. Whether they should be part of your team or not. Yes. So you have to give them tasks. Let me give you an example. Like for people that have, in catering business, I need somebody that can work under pressure. Once I give them a task during the interview and I see that they're a bit sluggish and they're not moving their feet, I know they have to be out of there. I can't use them. And definitely when I'm hiring, I always look for somebody that is multitasking, somebody that, can really move in and out. And I put them in situations that let me see how they will cope. Because what you want, especially for a startup, is somebody that cannot crumble under pressure. Running a startup is pressure alone.
True.
If you are stressed and the person that is with you on your team is also stressed, there's going to be a lot of mistakes. So let me give you an example. I run a catering service, and when I'm working with people, I really need them to be focused and be able to work under pressure. That is what I need. So different startups need different people qualities in their team building. And then the thing is, very interestingly, most times startups actually don't even know what they need. So I think it has to be the entrepreneur has to sit down and write a list of what their business entails and what kind of person they need. So the same thing, like for example, people that do like creams, they don't need somebody that will crack under pressure or somebody that will work under pressure. That's not what they are looking for. What they are looking for is for somebody with steady hands, somebody that can be able to follow a formula. You understand? Somebody that can be able to pour the creams inside the bottles and stuff like that. So their own task, that they should create a task where they have the person hold maybe a bottle of water, transfer the bottle of water into another bottle, pour. You have to see how
the same task you were talking about earlier.
Give them tasks so that you see how steady they are. And if she doesn't have a steady hand or he doesn't have a steady hand, you know that you can't give them that kind of task. So then maybe if you still need that person's input in your company, you give them a different job,
but not the one that requires them. Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. So I think to round up, what she's saying is the vision of the startup founder needs to be very clear, so you know how you choose the right people for whatever role you are trying to hire them for. You need a thinker, you need somebody who understands what your vision is, and somebody that can actually fit into it, which is being teachable, being willing to learn, and really knowing when to ask questions and when to just follow. I hope you've learned something. I have also definitely learned a few things. I mean, I didn't know about tasking, so now I know that I have to task my new staff. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you have more questions, comments, or suggestions, put them down below. Let's continue this conversation. Thank you.